Okay, so I severely underestimated how much I would like an analog hybrid smartwatch. Honestly, I think it's a great idea, and I'll tell you exactly why. Alright, so a quick overview of the Lenovo Watch 9. This is a smartwatch with an analog face powered by an internal CR2032 battery with a pedometer and some smart functions inside. Now, before I go into why I like it, I'll go through each of the sections and tell you exactly what's up about the smartwatch. And first, we're going to talk about build quality. It's pretty decent build quality, right? You have metal, you have sapphire glass on the front, and then you have a pretty decent rubber strap here that feels okay. And the best thing about the smartwatch is going to be its looks, right? I think it looks great. I think it actually looks like a very nice smartwatch, and I think quite a few of you will agree with me. Also, it's not too thick. You're looking at it maybe 8 millimeters thick, so definitely not bad at all. I will say that when I showed this to my family, they do have higher standards of beauty. They look at stuff like Chanel and Prada and stuff like that. So they looked at this and they said that the Lenovo Watch 9 is merely a not ugly watch, because they've seen all the watches I review and they say that every single one I review is super duper ugly except for this one. And they say that, yeah, so basically they're saying that my taste in watches is just really crappy because I think it looks great, but they think it looks just average. And I tend to think they're right because they're pretty knowledgeable about fashion and stuff like that. But I digress. I think it looks great, and I think some of you guys will think it looks great also. And the other great thing about the smartwatch is that it is waterproof, or well, let me put it another way. It's 5 atmosphere water resistant. And what that means is that you can put it into a tank with the equivalent of 5 atmospheres of pressure in fresh water, and water will not leak in for a set amount of time. If you put it in salt water, it's gonna be a longer time. But I will still say that this is definitely waterproof. If you want to swim in salt water, you want to take a shower, this will be okay. Just don't dive too deep or hit it on something, obviously. Alright, so most anything I review, I talk about the display, but as you can see, this is a mechanical display. It's not actually electronic, but I'll let you look at it. It looks pretty good. You can see that there's the Lenovo logo in the middle, and there's even second ticks on the walls of the watches, as you can see, especially on the left side of the smartwatch. You can see that there are second ticks that the arrow itself points to. And these little white dots on each of the 12, 3, 6, and 9 p.m., as well as on the minute and the hour hand, those are all glow in the dark also. So looks pretty decent. Really don't mind, and I think it looks nice. Alright, in terms of software, there's really not much to talk about here except for the smart functions inside the Lenovo Watch 9. This here it basically has a pedometer for you to track your sleeping and your steps. And we'll look at the steps first. And so you can see here that I took a total of about 2,000 steps on day 27 of June, and you can see that it happened around 6 p.m. And you can see that it calculates the amount of distances you traveled, 1.48 kilometers, which funnily enough is apparently the length of 9,600 Chinese money bills, or RMB, which is it's a cool, interesting tidbit that motivates you to run more, but it won't motivate me because I'm a lazy bum. Now, I consumed 36 calories, so that's literally not even a cup of orange juice. So you can see how useless exercise is. There's really no point to exercise, just eat whatever you want and die early. Now, you can see that here, you can see that there's a fast, slow, and rest. And as you can see, I was a super lazy bum and I rested for 18 hours and 10 minutes out of one day. And let's look at finally the last thing here, daily ranking. More than 99%. Basically, this looks at how much you ranked compared to other people, and basically I am 100% more than every Canadian, and mainly because no one in Canada actually has a smartwatch. So it's not that I'm super fit, it's just that no one else has a smartwatch, so I'm apparently super fit according to Lenovo servers. So anyway, and there is a date, like you can change your date to see what kind of steps you took, which is good because historical data is always very useful in a smartwatch like this. Now, as you can see, this is actually a fairly, so next we do sleeping, and this tells you kind of sleep you did, and I'm not going to show you that, well, let's go with day 26. Well, it didn't really detect my sleep because I don't really put it on at night because it's super uncomfortable, but I'm not sure how it's going to detect your sleep considering it does not have a heart rate sensor. If it's just looking at the accelerometer, that's not a very, good way to detect your sleep because you could be not moving and not be in deep sleep either. So I don't know if I would trust this as a sleep detector, but for pedometer, it should be okay. Next, you can actually draw up a plan. You can create a plan for yourself, but I'm not going to because I'm a lazy bum. And finally here, there's more activities coming soon. However, I will say that this is a fairly bare bones app. You can't really do much with the Lenovo Watch 9 except for track your steps and track your sleeping, which makes it not as useful as I thought it would be. There's not much you can do here. You can check your power, you can check whether it has enough battery, and it doesn't even tell you the percentage, it just tells you whether it is enough or not enough because it is a watch battery inside. And if we go back, you can see that here you can check your pointer, you can pointer correction and stuff like that. And then you can have interesting functions like remote shutter. You can control your camera using this button over here and just take a photo, take a photo, click, 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 stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Heart rate test. Now, see this? Heart rate estimation is only applicable for estimating because this uses your phone camera and the flash will be enabled. So this is not, there is no heart rate sensor in the smartwatch. It's all on the cell phone, so it's not actually a true heart rate test like other other smartwatches. So you get a smart alarm, a smart reminder, and then there's pretty much nothing else. Watch mode, which is pretty useless, smart time sync, and disconnect reminder. So this is pretty bare bones. You don't really have a lot in this, but I really do think this is the way to go. All right, so what are my final thoughts on the Lenovo Watch 9? I like this quite a bit, but I will say I'm still not going to replace my Amazfit Bip with the smartwatch. Yes, the Amazfit Bip is pretty ugly in my opinion, and this looks a lot better, but this just does not have enough functions to justify, replacing my Amazfit Bip with this. And I think that if they had added a heart rate sensor in here, this could actually, top the Amazfit Bip because all that the Amazfit has is just, it has a screen, a transflective screen, and notifications, and that's about it. And that looks really ugly. So if you do want to buy an analog watch with smart functions, this is a pretty decent option. There aren't many other options you can choose from out there. So you're pretty stuck when it comes to analog with electronic features. So if you do want to buy this, it's a decent device, but I don't see a reason for you to buy this, except for the fact that it looks pretty nice. I do recommend that you wait for future releases because there will be more, and hopefully some of them have a heart rate sensor and are cheap, because this is like $25. So even if you didn't think that it would be that useful, it is $25, so whatever. It's not that much money to some of us who live in certain countries. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below about the Lenovo Watch 9. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and hit the little notification bell to make sure you're notified of any of the latest videos that come out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.